and welcome to the 2025 Winter Sports Awards Banquet. My name is Sarah Krasinski, and I am the interim athletic director here at Michigan City. Before I get started, I would like to give a round of applause to our winter sports athletes, along with their coaches and everyone who helped make tonight possible. Each and every one of our athletes proved they have what it takes in the classroom, along on the playing surface, putting in countless hours of practice to be a better teammate and make a difference here at Michigan City High School. Thank you, student athletes. I appreciate everyone taking time to be here tonight, and I ask that you hold your applause until the coach announces everyone in attendance. Before we get started with our winter highlights and awards, I would like to give a shout out to our Michigan City Booster Club, who has donated over $17,000 this year to our athletic programs. If you are not a Booster Club member, please join. Now on to our winter sports teams. If I could have Rich Davis and the girls basketball program come up. Second and third. You don't. Yeah. Everyone's taller than me.
Good evening. Good evening. You hear me? All right. Well, I'm Richard Davis, the head coach of the women's and girls basketball team. To my left are members of our program, JV and varsity and freshmen. I'm not going to introduce everybody. I'm sure you students will know who they are, but behind me is assistant coach David Smoot. I'm just going to do a brief recap of our season. So, if you're a fan of roller coasters, you would have loved our season. That's about how it went. To start the year off, there were a lot of unknowns. New staff, so myself, coach has been here for 10 years. So he's been here 10 years. I was previously coaching on the boys' side for the last 2 years, so then came over to the girls' side. But new staff, obviously new system. Anyone who's ever been a part of that knows it's tough to get to learn the new system. And then obviously new expectations. With those expectations, obviously as a coach, you're wired. And as a competitor, you're wired to want to win all the time. Okay. Also, as a coach, though, we have to be realistic, right? So I knew that we had a tall hill to climb, but these girls worked their butts off. Started in the summer when we got our practices going, and then we played in the Chesterton Summer League, and the girls, they worked hard, really, really hard. And as a coaching staff, we liked what we saw. We brought that into the fall to get ready. And then obviously the season came. So right. Huh? Right. Yeah. And like you said, then the ride began. So we started our first game, great. All right. As looking at our schedule, as a coach, I thought we could win our first 4 games. And we had the first 4 games in the bag, so to speak. Each of those games we had a double-digit lead, and we lost those games. Some of that due to self-implosion, we're arguing amongst each other, just kind of, things that we had to learn from. One game, as a coach, I said we were going to lose the game, but we also needed to lose the game to learn a lesson and fight amongst each other. We needed to lose that game. We had to understand that we needed each other for the entire season. So it helped, but like I said, the roller coaster ride, we lost, the plunge came. Then we got back on the winning track, then the plunge came again, and it was a little while. As a staff, you second guess things, but also, I've been in this a long time, is that you stay with what you're doing and you make sure that they understand what we're doing. We're not changing it because it's not working right now. We just have to get better, all right? We just have to get better, and every day in practice, we got on them. We rode them, and we rode them tough. This guy behind us, for those of you who know him, he gets after him. I'm glad because next year my daughter will be a freshman, and she's been at practices and she's seen me. I said, that's your coach next year. And he's got the green light to get after you. So, and it's good, but we got on him. And so we ended the season, winning 4 out of 6 games. One, I believe, was the first in like 4 years or 5 years or something like that. So we won our first tournament game, and then we came up against South Bend, Washington. All right, we had a great game plan. The girls executed it. If anyone was at that game, if we made free throws, it would have been a different game at halftime, and then the second half came, and that roller coaster appeared again. But we played hard. Everything that we had, we knew. We weren't the most talented team, but one thing they did night in, night out is they worked. They worked hard. So I couldn't ask for anything else. I do know that our future is bright because we have a good group of girls who are willing to work, they're eager to learn, and we as a staff are going to make sure that happens. We're even getting down to the elementary levels and the middle schools just to make sure that Michigan City for the next several years we'll start thriving. So I'm going to let Coach say a couple words before we do our awards.
I'll keep it short for you. Actually, just the only part that he missed is just thanking cheerleaders for showing up for us whenever you guys got a chance. And just thank you to the family, parents that showed up for us, because for us, with this roller coaster that we were on, and just for all other teams in the building, the only thing I would say for each and every program throughout the winter is let's begin to support each other more as far as teams, the basketball teams showing up to other basketball teams, showing up to other events taking place, even swimming. It's a winter sport that a lot of basketball players don't even get involved in or even see it. So that would be one of the things that I would encourage each team to start to do, because one of the things that's going on in Michigan City is we're showing lack of support. So let's take the next step, and as we grow for each program, almost every program has a new head coach. So what we should be doing from this point forward is encouraging all of our teams, all of our players to show up for other teams in our Michigan City program, because we have to grow our communal support, and it should start with our students, and then it'll go on to our parents, and that's what's going to make our athletics a great program. And that's the only thing I'm going to say. And to the young ladies, I've known them for years, and they worked hard. They gave it all they had. And that's the one thing about them I say, they gave it what they had, and I'm proud of them for that reason.
So, to our awards. Our first one is our Sportsmanship Award, and that's going to go to Yanni Grinston. Now, for those of you who know Yanni, and if you don't, you cannot move her needle. It doesn't matter what happened. You can slap her in the face, she still won't look the same. But it's good, so, people try to rattle her. Believe it or not, she led us in rebounding at 6.5 a game. So, Yanni Grinston. The next one is the Wolf Award. Now this is going to the person who I know every day I didn't have to worry about if she was going to show up to the game. Now sometimes in practice she said I want to practice, but once we get going, she's practicing. Divine Woods. And then the last one, our team MVP. And this is true. If this person, I mean, it's a team sport, but when she got going, we got going. And if you were at the state tournament games, she got going, big time. Alicia. All right, thank you all. Have a good night.
Thank you, Coach Davis and the girls basketball team. Now if I can have the boys basketball team and Coach Upshaw. And
What we do? I'm not taking
If there's any other JV or freshman players, y'all welcome to come up to the stage as well.
what?
Copy that. I'll go ahead and get started. I'm Coach Upshaw. Again, this is my first year here in Michigan City. It was a great pleasure. Again, just like Coach Rich, our season was a roller coaster. Like one I've never been a part of. We started off really, really hot. Had the best start at 5-0 in school history, for what I've been told. But then we kind of cooled off, but through it all, we all stuck together. And we ended up putting together 13 wins and 10 losses, which is pretty good for a basketball season. Before I go any further, I do want to thank the parents. If any of y'all here, can y'all stand up? Any parents of anybody who helped us out this season with the dinners or at the game or anything, you need to stand up. So we give them a big, big hand. Thank you all. Let me introduce each and every one of these players. They can just raise their hand. You got Owen. He's a senior. He's leaving us this year. Murphy. Keegan. Jerron. Cam. Isaiah. Terrence. Davion. TQ. Amir, Nick, and Jeremiah. Give them a better hand than that. They really And now for our awards. For sportsmanship, I'm going to have Coach Will come up and give a spill about this kid that we chose.
Yeah, so the person that we chose for our sportsmanship award, like Coach Rich said, we never have to worry about what this person will give us on any given day. We do it at every day can be practice, played in the game. It's going to give us all. And it's Keegan Calvin. All right. So for our Wolf Award, this is our heartbeat, man. This is the heart and soul of our team. If you talk to us, we'd say it's the team dad, Davion Davis. Our MVP award. Man, he a bucket. I can't lie about that. He a bucket. And he gonna be real good at the next level. Whenever he decide to get there, whatever school he decide to go to, Murphy.
Again, thank you. It's kind of how our season went, kind of roller coaster. We'll get this all cleaned up and we'll invite the next coach up to hand out the award. Really appreciate the support, and until next year.
Wow, you ever break? Nope. No, I can try to keep it.
Thank you to the boys basketball team and Coach O'Shaw. If I can now have girls gymnastics with Coach Ashley Coates.
That's amazing. Oh,
All right, good evening. This is our lovely gymnastics team. So I'm quickly going to introduce each and every one of them because I think that they have earned that right. So first, I'm going to start with our seniors. So we have Kate, we have Bree, and we have our lovely and incredible manager, Deasia, who's not up here. Deasia, get up here. Our juniors are Amelia, Adri, Trevi, Micah, Sahara, and Rachel. Our lone sophomore is Maim, and our lone freshman is Liv. And our other senior, Deasia. Woo! All right, so just real quick, I would like to just highlight a couple things from our season. This, by far, was the best season that I have had since I started coaching. These kids were amazing. They worked so incredibly hard. We also had so much support from not only just the school in general, but from administration, the booster club, transportation, the gym classes. So everybody that helped out and helped us to put on our meets, thank you. It takes a village. We would not be able to do it without you. Most notably, for the first time in probably close to 10 years, these girls beat Chesterton this year. They also beat LaPorte, which is always a win. And we ended up finishing 6th in the DAC, which is a new high for, it's been a couple years. It's been a while. I also want to just give a really, really, really big thank you to Coach K. She was incredibly instrumental in helping us to be able to practice upstairs in our own gym for the first time. I don't know how many years, but that made such a huge difference to our team, to our progress, and just to my girls. So, thank you. Okay. We are going to start out with our Sportsmanship Award. So this award is very special because this was something that was very much earned and not given. The gymnast who earned this award this season was someone who hasn't always been treated kindly by their peers, but someone who really tries to radiate sunshine back. They have had a lot of ups and downs and a lot of growth in the last few years that I have coached them. They take gymnastics very seriously and always give their best effort to improve. However, what makes them stand out is the fact that they are the #1 fan for every single one of their teammates. This is someone who goes out of their way to try to encourage and cheer up others. She has worked hard to fight through her own mental battles and gain more control over her emotions. And all of this effort does not go unnoticed. She has also received positive praise from not only other coaches in the conference, but from other judges as well. She has made so much progress, and we have seen such a tremendous amount of just mental growth and stability. With that being said, our Sportsmanship Award goes to Rachel Bertotti. Next, we have our Wolf Award. I have had the privilege of coaching this gymnast since she was a teeny tiny little 6th grader. From our very first practice, I knew that she was going to be a great kid to coach. She is positive and she's optimistic. She finally started to realize her true potential this year, and after a bit of a rocky start to the season, she really took gymnastics seriously and gave us her best effort. She is someone who always is laughing or smiling, and she's willing to do whatever it takes to keep her team in good spirits. She is the gymnast that isn't afraid to fall. A lot. The one who stands up, shakes it off, and tries again. She's the one who sticks up for her teammates and keeps pushing the entire team to be better. This award isn't just the culmination of this past season, but the overall attitude of her entire gymnastics career. Our Wolf Award this year is presented to Amelia. All right, and lastly, on to our MVP. In gymnastics, for our MVP award, we have a point system based on how many events are competed at the varsity level, average scores throughout the season, and overall effort and attendance throughout the entire season. This year, it was a very, very close race, but we did have one gymnast that rose above to take that first place spot. This award is highlighting the end of a chapter and all the accomplishments, awards, and efforts in between. This kid taught me more about being a coach and a leader than I ever thought was possible. She is the definition of hard work, grit, and determination. As I reflect on all the gymnasts that I've ever coached, I cannot think of anyone who has ever wanted it more. I want to highlight just a few of the best qualities that this gymnast showed all season, so that other athletes in the room can push themselves to be even better. This is someone who was the first to arrive and the last to leave. The one begging for extra practice, the one who sent an outline for practice before the coaches even had a chance to make one. Sorry, I lost my spot. She did whatever it took to make herself and her team better, even if it meant driving all across Northwest Indiana to have access to equipment and facilities that we couldn't give her here. She quite literally pushed herself to the limit on multiple occasions. That's a story for another day. She is the perfect example of taking what life throws at you and rolling with the punches. It is my honor to present our MVP award to Bree Harvey. Thank you. Have a good night. And thank you to our Booster Club again. We would not have these cards without them.
That was like it's a bit too long.
Thank you, Coach Koza. If I could now have head coach Kate Mullen and Bruce Pulowski with the girls and boys swim and dive team.
Where's my face?
I'm Kate Mullen. I'm the swim coach for boys and girls. This is Bruce Kowalski. He was the dive coach for both boys and girls. I'm going to go through swim and then go through the dive. So we're actually not a very big team relative to other teams. We have 7 girl swimmers and 6 boy swimmers, whereas most other teams have about 30 each. But the girls managed to pull out 4 wins. The boys managed 7 wins. The girls were 7th in the DAC, 8th in sectionals. They had 5 of their 7 swimmers scored in sectionals for 98 points. And then we had 100% best times. The boys were 7th in the DAC, 6th in sectionals. They had all 6 of their swimmers scored in sectionals. All 6 swimmers finaled in sectionals for 138 points and 100% all best times.
You know, when we have these award ceremonies, it becomes very obvious that we're coaches and we're not professional presenters. And so if you would all just pardon with us and celebrate the athletes tonight for their, as many of the coaches have already said, giving their all and helping their teammates and pushing themselves when they were too tired to push. And I'm expecting great things in life out of all these athletes here.
So I'm going to go through our sportsmen swimmers for girls. This is the cheerleader, the organizer, and the team supporter on every single meet, on every single thing that we did, and that would be Olivia Swistek. Congratulations. For the boys, this swimmer had quite a positive attitude among constant harassment from everybody. He worked hard in and out of the water, and he put in a lot of time outside of swim practices. That'd be Carson Morford. Our Wolf Award for females. This person learned a whole lot about mental toughness this year. She rose above anything she ever thought she could do, and that would be Batul Achi. Our boys' Wolf Award goes to the leader among really both groups, and he was the captain of our team. That would be Colin Mason. For our MVP, we get points for every meet we go to. This swimmer scored a total for all the meets, 253 points. 37 at sectionals, 30 at DAC, 6 in both the 50 free and the 100 breast. 0.08 off our team record. Matisse Goldberg. For our boys, it was a really close race on MVP. This swimmer scored a total of 218.5 points, 32.5 at sectionals, 25 at DAC, was 7th in the 100 fly at sectionals, and finaled in all of his events. Jaron Swindell.
divers. Our Wolf Award goes to a person that, same thing, I've heard phrases tonight, came early, stayed late, was always working hardest, always helping her team. The Wolf Award this year goes to Isabella. Our MVP award goes to a girl that I've had the privilege of knowing for quite a few years now, and just an amazing athlete. And she was our best girl diver, and came in first many times, was a great leader. McKenna Nowatzki. So for the sportsmanship award, it's going to be kind of hard to announce it. But the girl that I thought was, oh my goodness, she was always subduing herself to other people, always making sure that other people had what they needed, never ever tried to steal the spotlight. So the girls' sportsmanship award goes to Natalie White. How about that? If that's a first, you got to give it to yourself. Okay, for the boys, our Spirit Award goes to a very unlikely diver that somehow got snookered and joined the team this year. And diving is kind of a punishing sport. You don't have a lot of defensive gear, no helmets, and it's just you and either the board or the water. So this person this year always came back. He never sat out a dive even when he smacked. So Zachariah Williams. Our Wolf Award goes to somebody that this was their first year diving, and they came such a long way. And diving is very much an inward sport. The only way it's going to work if that diver can take their mind and use it all the time and apply it. You can't be passive in your brain. You have to be active, because I can't read their minds. You have to know how to push yourself and when and at the right time. So this diver took that lesson to heart this year. It was the best example I've seen of anybody learning that. So his first year diving from a 0 to way up there to at least a 7, Thomas Chatfield. Well, we only have 3 boy divers, so we all know who the award's going to. Although we could break protocol and have somebody win 2 trophies. However, this person really is an MVP. A real go-getter, doing the hardest dives, doing them well, pushing themselves, pushing the team. So the MVP award goes to Michael Hoppy. Another round of applause for our
Thank you, coaches and girls and boys swimming and diving. If I can now have Coach Ben Schofield and the cheer team.
As you can see, we have a lot of athletes. My name is Abby Vitito. This is Beth Schofield. We coach the varsity and JV team. She's the head coach. I'm an assistant, and Kira Cannon couldn't make it today. She's our new JV coach. She actually was our former cheerleader, so it's nice to see the program go full circle. Before we get started, we want to thank the parents as well. Our season starts in June, and we just ended about, 2 weeks ago, a week ago? So it's all year commitment from parents as well as the athletes. We want to thank the athletic department, Coach K, and definitely our trainers. We've never seen Molly so much in our life. She's great, she's doing good. We got to work on these injuries, but they were very helpful, so thank you. Once again, we completed a very long but a very successful cheer season. I should probably say seasons. We started in the summer, really just working on building our foundation. And I say that because it's important. It built what progressed us throughout this whole year. It took a lot of work. JV had a lot of new people that either have maybe cheered but not cheered together. And when you're stunting and trying to look like one person, it takes a lot of work. So JV worked really, really hard and made a lot of progress this year. And varsity, they actually started off a little faster than we have in the past couple years. We've been building this foundation for years, it feels like, doing the technique, and it was nice to jump a little bit faster this year. And then we hit the ground running, did some parades, did some pep sessions, helped out Pop Warner, helped Barker, helped Krieger. If you can tell, we're really developing community leaders, not just athletes. They are literally leading our community. And I'm really proud of them because it takes skill, but it takes a different type of person to be able to interact with kids and guide them. And also, they welcomed the staff back this year at the teacher pep session, and they came here and welcomed the Michigan City area school staff, and everybody was raving about them. So they really wear many, many, many hats, and I think they just deserve the recognition. So I want to take the time to talk about these things that they do. Pep sessions. We killed it at both our pep sessions this year, very entertaining. But we also went to Lake Hills and did an I Read pep session. We were so popular that we're going on tour for the I Learn pep session and going to all the elementary schools because we had so many people requesting our presence. So that's usually what happens when you do a good job, guys. You just keep getting more jobs. So, thank you. For the I Read pep session, I do want the people that were speaking to step forward. I think it was Micah, Jada, and Annalisa, I believe. So I want them to step forward because this is the community leader that I'm talking about. I gave each one of them a topic to talk about, like a word. They gave a full-blown speech. They had me, I'm a crybaby though, in tears, but their teachers were in tears. They were coming up and telling us, I should quit my job and take them on the road. And that sounds okay. But that's how good they were. They were very motivating and really spoke from the heart. They're very good role models. So thank you guys for taking that on. Yeah, I said about I Learned. But moving forward, most of you see us at the games, and that's what we do primarily, football, girls and boys basketball. But although we're not officially scored, I would say we are undefeated. We honestly receive compliments from the opposing teams, not the athletes, but from their parents and everyone in the fans. We have people coming up to us. Jaden, I think you had someone, said he's been going to the game for 20 years. This is the best cheer team he's ever seen. We have people texting us at the games like, hey, who's that? They're really good. So they really do a good job performing and cheering on our athletes here. Kind of like Coach Smoot was talking about, we do try to be supportive while also trying to build ourselves. So I'm really proud of you guys for taking that role on. Sometimes that's hard to do. Thank you. For the first time since COVID, we did a competition this year. They phased them out for a little bit with COVID, and then, like I said, we've really been rebuilding and building that foundation. Even though they've been good every year, we knew what level we needed to get them at. And I hope that was not a buzzer for my time, because I still got a little bit more. No. We went to a competition. They asked us to go. We weren't sure if we were going to. Like I said, we had some injuries. We had people in and out. We had one graduate early. And we decided, all these seniors, it's their last year, and we're really good, and we want to do that. So, if you were on the competition team, can you please step forward? We put this competition together in 2 weeks, and that's why it was important to talk about the summer. We built our foundation. Everything we did is stuff we built through the whole year, but they also are so flexible. They did different positions, they had different flyers were basing, bases were flying, like, it was crazy, but they did great, and we won. So, we received level champions, which was just our division. There was not that many in our division, I'll be honest. So then we got grand champion, so we were the highest of all of these people there our age, because they also had all-star teams. But then we also got the judge's choice, meaning that we were the favorite team out of every single team there, and there was approximately 100 teams. So. All right, so I want also my seniors to just step forward real quick, because we are losing a lot, and this is a big reason why we decided to do the competition. As you can see, we are going to have a big loss, and they've put in the work in this program, and they deserve to go out with a bang. So, thank you. Also, our captains, Kushi, Jaden, and Jada, they are our assistant coaches. It's too long of a year, there's too much to think of. We really rely on them to do a lot, and they did. They did all of our reminders, but they also kept the team moving forward to get us where we are, and they're a good balance. They don't just like equal out in height balance, personalities, energy, they level each other out, and it's a really good mix, and we appreciate all your work you put in. Before we do our awards, I do want to announce everybody, because like I think Coach Koza said, it has been a long year, and I want to call their name to recognize them. Our JV cheerleaders, if you are here, please raise your hand, because when I call your name, sorry, so that you can be recognized, or you can step forward. Olivia D. Martinez, Chloe Darbigny, Aaliyah Gilliard, Ava Halas, Trinity Hooper, Janiyah Jackson, Tiana James, Leah Johnson, Ziana Mulnar, Traviana Nuttall, Soraya Richmond, Adeline Wright, Madison Scott, and Rochelle Wright. Our varsity cheerleaders were Iris Bell, Sanaya Burdine, Adriana Bergdorf, Erica Calvin, Olivia Cogdill, Jada G, Anthony Hood, Mallory Hoppy, Jada Lemons, Bronwyn Lewis, Kushi Patel, Amaya Perry, Aaliyah Spain Catchings, Annalisa Tony, Amaya Tucker, Ginger White, Maya Williams, Jaden Wilson, and Micah Woodard. Thank you guys for 10 months of dedication, honestly. We appreciate your responsibility in showing up and working. All right, so now on to our awards. Our first awards are the Sportsmanship and Wolf Award. These two people, Beth and I, have been going back and forth kind of most of the season, or maybe halfway through. We realized and then we were pleasantly surprised to realize there's a Sportsmanship Award and a Wolf Award, which embodies both of them perfectly, because they're very different people in different awards, but both deserved an award. Our Sportsmanship Award goes to Winnie Lewis. Winnie is somebody who's just always doing the right thing for all the right reasons. She's never doing it for herself. She's always doing it for the team. And not just this team. She's doing it for the team out there that she's cheering for. She's doing it for the community. She's willing to do anything we say at all times, and she's always smiling while she does it. And she's a talented athlete, so win-win. Our our Wolf Award, we should really call this our Alpha Wolf, if everyone now knows who the award winner is Jada G. Jada is definitely going to do big things. She leads this team, and she wants to lead it a little harsher than she does. She knows to calm it down, but she is driven. She has a purpose. She sees the bigger picture. She knows the responsibility. She knows what it takes to get where we need to go. And she learns to put a little bit of honey on it sometimes, but sometimes it's just, she's a straight shooter. And it's never rude. It's always what you need to hear, and it's always right. And she puts, somebody else told me this, I forget who, but they said Jada puts in the work to be able to tell you what to do. She's not there coasting along and then telling you what to do. She's putting in the work when she tells you, hey, we're not cheering loud enough. We're not doing this hard enough. And she's right. So thank you for being a wolf, and I look forward to your future. All right, so MVP. Before I name this, I forgot to mention we definitely won all the tumble-offs at all the games too. So just wanted to acknowledge that. But our next award is obviously the MVP award. We always ask the team what their opinion is on these awards, but we ultimately are going to pick from, but we take it all into consideration. And when we asked, it was split right down the middle. There was a one-person vote difference between these two people. And Beth and I, we talked and we were trying to figure out, like, how do we go? They're just so different between these two people. And the funny thing is, neither one of them would want their tryout video shown. So now they're both like, wait, is it me? That's how hard they've worked. That's how far they've come. Before I continue on talking about them, it is Jaden Wilson and Kushi Patel. We are sharing the MVP. Right now there's only one trophy. You have to do a cheer off for who gets it. They're getting you your second one. Y'all can share. But yes, they both, we definitely knew we wanted them. We saw the potential. We knew they were good and ready to go and going to be good athletes. But they have become definitely very, very, very skilled athletes. Kushi is one of the best flyers that we've seen, but mostly she got there because she's willing to do it and willing to take the correction and not mad and offended when people are saying she just does it again. And she does it right, and she does it until she gets it right. Jaden quickly grew into a very talented athlete. His jumps, his tumbling, stunting, cheering, everything he does is also great. And he deserves this because this year, not only is he spirited, he kept his spirit all year. He didn't let himself get down on himself. He continued to push himself and the team in a positive way. Both of them also are trying out for the IU cheer team, so I wish them luck, and we know they can do it. So, to all of our athletes, thank you for a great year. There are many talented people. We didn't get where we're at with all these compliments and awards without you guys working hard. Thank you, parents, and everyone who recognizes us as the hard workers that we are. Thank you.
Thank you, coaches and the girls and boys cheerleaders. Last but not least, can I please have head coach Cody Snook and the boys and girls wrestling program.
All right, I hope everybody's having a great rest of the time today. But I want to speak a lot about these boys and girls. Wrestling is a team sport, but also an individual sport. When you go out there in the middle of the mat, it's just you and one other person. You have nobody else to rely on. It's all about what the work you put in, and the outcome's going to show. I will say, at the beginning of the season, we took a couple of punches, but at the end of the season, we were the ones that were throwing the punches. I would say they did a whole complete 180. They did a complete 180. From the beginning of practice, we start our warm-up, we do cartwheels. A lot of them couldn't do cartwheels. Now, when we do warm-ups, everybody can do them. So it just shows all the hard work that they put in. They put in the time. One thing about wrestling, there's going to be blood, there's going to be sweat, there's going to be tears. We usually put tape on our blood, keep going. Wipe off our tears, keep going. Wipe our sweat off with our shirts, and keep going. I believe every single one of these ladies and gentlemen right here have done that to the fullest. So, very proud. I just want to give a couple of quick shout outs. So, for the boys, there's some history that has been made. Charlie Barnes, step forward. Charlie Barnes, if I'm not mistaken, is the first freshman in 25 years to advance to regionals. That's great accomplishment. There's going to be great things going forward for you, Charlie. You got to keep putting in the work. For our ladies, this year was the first ever sanctioned IHSAA wrestling for girls. First year ever. The whole year for our girls, every one of them, it's a new sport. They have to learn something new. And they all worked hard. Like at the beginning of the season, like I said, we would get beat. We would, cry a lot. But at the end of the year, we were not crying no more. We were pushing. We were winning. We were placing. And we only had 7 girls, and that was a great thing. And we actually beat some teams that had full squads, 14 people, and we only had 7. So kudos to the girls. And for the first time ever in history, for the girls, it's only sectionals, regionals, and state. We had 2 girls advance to regionals. Yona and Maya, step forward. These are the first girls ever in history to advance to that. So, congratulations to you girls. Keep up the hard work. Again, I'm Coach Bush. Thank you guys for letting me be your coach. Let's continue to get better. Let's continue to get great. All right.
Well, I know I got a time limit. I'm not trying to exceed that. But this is a great team. I'm in a room with a lot of great teams, but this is my great team. And I'm proud to call them my great team. I took this position last year before school was even over. I had applied for the head wrestling position, and when I was offered the position, I jumped on it. I knew this is where I wanted to be. I didn't know anybody here. I knew nobody here. I just knew that this was a program that needed a lot of change. And I'm here to do it with my staff behind me. And I feel like we've laid the foundation, just the early stages of the foundation. We got a lot of work to do. But this is the squad that I'm going to do it with, and I'm excited for the future of this program. Seniors, step forward, please. As you can see, I have a young squad, which is very, very good for our future and the trajectory that we're going down right now. McKenna started this journey as a senior, and she'll tell you it sucks to start something that you love as a senior. But she jumped in. She told me earlier today that first couple of weeks she was questioning if this is really what she wanted to do, and now she's here. Chaz, again, our varsity 138 pounder this year. Again, these people are the people that brought these guys up. Everybody else is coming back, but they had to lay the foundation. They're part of the reason that the foundation is laid because of these 2 seniors. And I'm very proud of you guys, and I thank you for sticking with it all year and really helping turn your teammates around as well. Okay? Wrestling is not a sport where you can do 3 months out of the year and expect to have success. This is a sport that people start when they're 4 or 5 years old, sometimes younger. This is a sport that, as I've said countless times, you have to make a lifestyle. If you make this sport a lifestyle, great things are to come in your future. I say that I appreciate it because it's true. As soon as I took over the program, I started summer workouts. None of these kids knew who I was. They came, they dedicated their time in the summer to getting better, working hard. All preseason we were working hard. During the season we were obviously working hard. And then as soon as our season ended, we got right back in working hard on the off season. So our future is looking very bright. I'm very proud of this whole group. I'm just blessed to be your coach. I hope you guys feel the same way. And I cannot wait to see the great things that you guys do, not only next year and the year after that on the mat, but just in life. Wrestling is a sport that, again, as everybody up here will attest, I guarantee it, it changes your life. So again, keep grinding, keep coming in, keep being the best versions of yourself, keep representing well. For our awards, I'll get right into the awards. For girls, our sportsmanship award. Again, I let everybody vote. I don't have a say in voting. If there comes a tie, Coach Buss and I usually vote to be the tiebreaker. And that's my best friend, my brother, so we usually agree on everything. The kids voted for this, and it's not a popularity contest like other sports may be sometimes. This is, if you deserve it, you deserve the award. It was a great time tallying up these votes and seeing what the team thought. But for the sportsmanship award, this girl does everything right. She comes every single day. She works hard. She's dedicated her life to this sport. This is her sport now. I'm sure she'll agree with that as well. She was gracious in defeat and humble in victory at all times. She's a pleasure to have. I love coaching her. I'm glad that she's young so I can keep coaching her for a couple more years. Jalen King. She deserves it. All right, our Wolf Award. This person also deserves it. Everybody up, I'm sure coaches, you feel the same way. I wish I could give everybody an award. I would gladly do that. I maybe give a couple people a couple different awards, but I can't. So this Wolf Award, this is important because this person, again, she gave everything she had. She didn't know if she was going to like it at first. Why even try it when you're at this point in your life, this stage in your life? But she did. And not only did she try it, she exceeded expectations by far. She recruited. She was a great team player. She helped people mentally, physically, emotionally. She was there for everybody. She did the right things. And I'm really going to miss her. That's a fact. I promise you that. McKenna Deutscher. Our MVP for the girls. This one was tough. It was very close to being a tie. This girl won by 1 vote. Again, I wish I could give it to multiple different people. This girl's a leader. This girl's one of the only returning wrestlers. She was wrestling for the boys team last year. She came back, so she was very important in building this program, the girls program, which is like Coach Buss said, brand new this year. She was very important. She actually recruited Jalen. I can't tell you how many people she recruited. She's a great kid, great attitude, great mindset. She's willing to work hard. And most importantly, when it comes to stepping on the mat, her versus one other person, she goes and she fights. She doesn't wait. She's not scared. She's not tentative. She's aggressive. She's dominant. And it was a pleasure to watch her and coach her this year. And again, I'm very, very happy that she's young. Ariana LaTourette. Now for the boys, okay, Sportsmanship Award. This kid deserves it. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him. He's young, very young, the youngest person up here that's going to get an award out of my squad today. I'm excited. I'm excited to see where he's going. He's one of the only people that's not only going to my off-season practices on Tuesday and Thursdays, but he goes to other practices on Monday and Wednesday. He finds ways to get better. He finds schools that are open. He doesn't care if it's free, if he has to pay. He's willing to bring all of his teammates. He texts them, he calls them, he tries to get them to carpool with them. This kid is going to be something very special. I'm telling you right now, I see it. It's going to happen. He puts in the work. He's a great kid. And again, I'm excited to see his future for Michigan City Wrestling. Quinn Smith. Wolf Award. Wolf Award for boys. This is a little different because in wrestling there's weight classes. So you have to weigh the same amount, or you have to weigh under a weight class, under a certain amount of weight. For this kid in particular, he had to pretty much wrestle 20 pounds up the whole year, which was tough. I'm telling you right now, there's weight classes for a reason. So this kid had to wrestle up 20 pounds every single meet, again, just to wrestle. because he wants to wrestle. He didn't have to. He could have said no and just sat. But he chose to fight. He chose to keep coming in. He chose to grind. He chose the hard road. And most importantly, he actually won. He was the deciding factor in a couple of our dual meets. I remember one time in particular, I don't remember the score, but I know he was getting beat up on pretty bad by a dude that literally looked probably 4 times his size. And we were all there. We were all there watching him. We were trying to cheer him on. We were trying to coach him through it. And then slowly but surely he started coming back. And at the end of the match, he ended up he beat the crap out of the kid, I'm not going to lie to you. And he won us the dual meet. And I was at home too, so it was a great feeling to win by one match by a kid that was giving up 20 pounds and to win at home. It was a great feeling. Daniel Cohn. Now, this one is one I had to give out to. There was a dead tie. For MVP, there was a close race between 3 or 4 of my kids, but 2 of them tied. I think they had 26 votes. I was excited. I didn't know what to do about the situation, so I called Coach Buss. I said, hey, look, there's a tie. I'll let you vote. I'll vote. And again, we usually vote together. We're usually on the same page. We couldn't vote. We couldn't vote. And if he was going to vote for somebody, I was going to vote for the other kid, and vice versa for him. These 2 kids deserve it. Okay, they had the best record on the team. They were leaders. Again, both on and off the mat. They're great kids. They have great attitudes. They pick everybody up when they're down. And they're good wrestlers. They're good wrestlers who have a bright future ahead of them. One of them's a senior. I'm excited for his last year. He's our heavyweight. And then one of them's a sophomore. I have a couple more years with him. And he's going to be a senior next year. I apologize. And then one of them is a sophomore who I have 2 more years with him. And I'm very excited for the future of these 2 gentlemen. They push each other. They work hard. They grind all the time. I can only give it to you. I can only give it to one of you guys up here right now. But you guys both got it. I got your co-MVPs. Lucas Nelson. Lucas Nelson. Thank you guys. Thank you. Desmond Howard. Desmond Howard. Let's get your award later, private. You want to shake hands? Okay, good. I'm very proud of you guys. Again, this is the toughest sport. I don't care what anybody says. This is the toughest sport there is. There's no question about that. You guys come in every single day. You grind. You work hard. You embrace it. You want to get better. You have goals. Remember to keep looking yourself in the mirror, keep having that conversation, and keep coming in. I can't wait for the future of this program, and I'm very, very blessed to be your coach. Thank you.
Also, don't forget, outside of when you guys leave, there's cookies and punch from the Booster Club. This will conclude our banquet. Thank you so much. Wait.